Hey guys, welcome to another colour along. Today I'm going to be colouring Breakfast from Awake, and I'm going to colour it with this new set of Arrtx 126 colour pencils that arrived. Now, I'm pretty excited to start using these. I haven't used them yet, but you can see there's quite a few colours in this set. And I'm going to open them up and have a look at them. So as you can see, 126 pencils. I like the look of them. There seems to be quite a nice colour range there. The pencils seem to be well made. Got the name here, Arrtx on the other side. They have this lovely dollop of paint over the end, which means that if they ever get older and drier, the leads sometimes on old pencils without that paint across there can pop out the back and get loose if you keep them for a long time. Not that we keep our pencils for a long time, we use them and they get short and we have to replace them quickly. So yeah, before I start colouring along, I'm going to just colour in a swatch sheet, because the best thing you can do when you get a new set of anything is to swatch it out so you know what you're dealing with, get a feel for the medium and work it in. So I'm going to do that. Oh, those fluorescents are really quite vibrant, aren't they? Well, my initial reaction is that these are nice and soft. They blend well. They're different to the polychromos, and they're not quite as soft as, say, a Prismacolor. So they're sort of mid-range there. All right, guys, we're going to colour in this little dragon. This illustration is called Breakfast, and it's from Awake. And I'm going to use my new Arrtx 126 colour set of pencils, but I'm also going to use my Arrtx 66 OROS pastel set of coloured markers. And I'm going to use these two colours first, turquoise blue and spectrum green. I'm going to make a green dragon, but I'm going to use these two colours and sort of blend it in. And I think I might do dark at the top and going to light. So let's just play with that. Now I do have a sheet of acetate and a sheet of paper behind this page. All right, I'm going to bring in that lighter one, the 172, which is the spectrum green. So it's very Arrtx focused colour along today. I'm going to bring back in our turquoise blue. And mix that up with spectrum green. We'll take that turquoise blue about down to here. I'm going to leave his dots, we'll come in with a different colour for those later. I'm quite a fan of the brush nibs. Alright, back to our spectrum green. turquoise blue, and our spectrum green. All right, we're going to do the same thing with his face. I might just lay down some spectrum green first. And then bring in that turquoise blue. I think maybe under the eyes, around the eyes. And I'll just blend that a bit more with the spectrum green. Oh, I think I've got all the bits that I want green, but I do want a little bit of, maybe we'll add a bit of dark here on the tip of the tail. Well, this is 141 Buttercup Yellow. I think that would make a lovely colour for his underbelly. I'm even thinking that his wings would look great in that colour. Alright, this is a colour called Mango. I think we need some spots in that mango. I'm going to put a sky in. I think I've got a colour here, 182 is frost blue. Sorry, this is a frost blue. And I think I'll just sort of give myself a rough sort of sky area. I'm using the chisel nib on this, which isn't very exciting. Let's go back to the brush nib. It really is nice to colour using a brush nib. I will admit it. Now this is a colour called aqua cyan. I just think those windows should be a bit darker. I might even put a little bit more of dark colour down here. And I'll bring back my frost blue just to do a bit of blend. Back to my aqua cyan. And the frost blue is going to help us to blend that in. All right, what I'm going to do now is bring in my Arrtx pencils. I have this colour called light aqua, and just going to see how they play. I'm going to bring in this colour, which is jade blue. It's a bit darker. Back to light aqua. I'm going to bring a darker colour even in called peacock blue. Jade blue. And a light aqua. Peacock blue. Oh, jade blue. See how these colours blend into each other. peacock blue. Jade blue. And our light aqua. This is our jade blue. Back to our jade blue. A little bit of light aqua. And this is our peacock blue. I'm just trying to get some shadows working on our legs. I'll bring in that jade blue. Light aqua. I'm bringing in two new colours. This is goldenrod and this is yellow ochre. I just want to play with our little spots and things. So this is our goldenrod to start with. And the pastels do make a great backdrop. You can just build the colour up on top of them. All right, let's play with our yellow ochre. I think yellow ochre would do well here on his belly as well. So back to our goldenrod and our yellow ochre. All right, this is a colour called chartreuse, and I think if I just use it to bring out some highlights on our dragon, it could be good. So I'm just going for the areas on top where the sunlight's hitting, just to sort of bring some life into this area. Yeah, I think the extremities here will look great with that in it. See, I was just perking up the image. We need some on this tail as well. All right, this is 70% cool grey. It could just be fun to do those tyres in that. I'm hoping no one was home in this caravan when it was chosen as breakfast. This is the 50% cool grey. Get those little metal parts done. Actually, let's bring out our silver. Got a silver pencil here. Could be fun to play with. At the top of this being in silver. All right, this is a colour called True Blue. Just want to do a little bit of detail work on these windows. maybe even a little bit of playing around with the shadow around this dragon. All right, this is a fluorescent yellow. I'm dying to give it a whirl. I'm just going to put it on his belly. Ooh, what do you think? It's so fun to have a fluorescent selection. It really is nice and bright. All right, let's play with it here. I'm tempted to put some that fluorescent yellow in his body, just for fun. All right, I just wanted to play a little bit with this white. See how it plays on top of the markers. Well, this is a colour called Wisteria 14, and let's just put a little bit of a shadow around this eye. They were just looking a little bit too white, weren't they? And I also think this Wisteria is going to work well in the shadows. Let's play a little bit with that. I also want to see what happens when I put an alcohol marker over my pencil. Sort of helps it to blend in a little bit, doesn't it? Now I'm bringing out a jelly roll. Put a little dot inside each of his eyes, just to bring him to life a bit. And I'm also going to play with a little bit of highlight. Just adding some highlights in. And what I really want is some starry things in the sky here. All right, and since I've got my pencils out, I'm going to colour in the other side of the page, just because I want to use some reds. All right, I have this colour here. What's it called? Scarlet red. Let's just play with that. You know, some of that scarlet red on the bonnet. I'm going to move to the Crimson Lake. I'm going to think 70% warm grey. Get those tyres nice and dark. I'm going to do the interior of the car in that colour as well. All right, this is black, and I'm just going to black out underneath the wheel arches here. Give that a bit of black too. And let's play with a little bit of silver. to bring some of that goldenrod back, maybe for an indicator, and we'll just make this package on the roof that colour too. What about a little bit of a ground being shown here? And a little bit of light aqua. Just fill in those blue bits for the windscreen there. And I think we'll add some flea lines. I'm going to bring back my wisteria just because I want to have a little bit of shadowing. Plus, it's always fun to blend that in and see what happens. Alright, jelly roll, a little bit of white highlighting. Never goes astray, does it? I'm going to bring my goldenrod back just for a moment because I want to add in a little bit of ground here. Actually, we've used that colour, haven't we? Let's find a lovely brownish sort of colour. What about a bit of burnt ochre? Not too much, just want a little bit to indicate the ground here. Well, you know what? I think I'm going to call that one finished. Great fun colouring in that little dragon who's having his breakfast. I hope you guys enjoyed colouring along with me. I hope you enjoyed playing with the Arrtx, both the pastel markers from the OROS and the 126 colours. I thought they were fun, nice and waxy. Different, they're different to other pencils that I've used, but you know, they've got their own merits. So let me know if you'd like to see another colour along using the Arrtx stuff. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be using those colour markers again. Remember to like and subscribe, guys. And I will no doubt see you in another video. But for now, I'm going to say goodbye. See you later.